got some bean sprouts and I'm about to blanch them. Got some little mini cucumbers, gonna make some spicy, crunchy cucumbers. Some bone broth because my tummy is a wreck and I think it could use some therapy. And some tofu. So I'm gonna make some tofu miso soup and with bean sprouts, which might be totally bad, like botching what it usually goes with. But I want these things, so like I'm gonna do it. So yeah. So I've got them out of the bag. I am just rinsing them. Oops, accidentally in very hot water. I meant to do that with cold water. I'm not necessarily sure if I'm doing this right. I'm just gonna use Google. Also go off what I've seen whenever I see other people use bean sprouts. On the package, there's not there's not blanching instructions, which there usually is, I've noticed. So and it says ready to cook. So I'm wondering if that means, like, do I not need to blanch them still, or what? I think I'm still going to blanch them just in case, because my gut tells me that whoever packaged that is maybe they didn't assume that people don't know that. You're not supposed to just eat raw bean sprouts. You're supposed to blanch them and then cook them. So that's what we're going to do, and I will see you in a second. Okay, so we got our large pot of water, and then I'm going to turn the fire on to pretty high so we can get it boiling. And also we need to add some salt. Look how unorganized my pantry is, you guys. It's a disaster. Sesame seeds! So yummy. I like the black ones. Yeah, okay, we needed salt. Ah! No, that's my mixed salt. Ta-da! There's the salt. Look at it! Bam! Of course, Himalayan pink rock salt. Oh, and the purchase helps to feed a hungry child, so that's cool. Alright, so I'm just gonna grab a couple pinches of this, toss it into our pot here. Maybe a little bit more. There. And we are gonna let this bad boy boil. Okay, so our water is boiling, so now we are going to add the bean sprouts for 2 minutes. Okay, so we got the bean sprouts boiling. Whenever I added them, the water kind of stopped boiling, so they need to boil for 2 minutes, and they're gonna shrink up a little bit, I think, and then we are going to remove them and wash them and get started on our soup. And while our bean sprouts are blanching, we're gonna just go ahead and prep our cucumbers for the cucumber salad. It's technically cucumber salad. I always just call it spicy crunchy cucumbers because, I mean, I don't know, that's what they are. So we're gonna rinse these guys off, and then we're gonna peel. I like to peel them partially. I don't know why, I just feel like I should. And we're gonna cut them and salt them and then get rid of that excess liquid and then add them to the bowl with the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so the cucumbers are peeled and rinsed. The main reason that I like to peel them, I didn't always peel them because I actually enjoy eating the skins, but the reason that I started peeling them is because I noticed that when I peel them, or when I don't peel them, it tends to upset my stomach for some reason. Not really sure why. And then the bean sprouts are done blanching. I'm about to rinse those in some nice cold water and put them to the side, and I will see you then.
Okay, so I got the cucumbers right here, leaning. Hi! I'm a mess. So here's our cucumbers, and I'm going to chop all of these guys probably in a very unprofessional manner. But hey, it's me, I'm unprofessional, so man, it's alright. I'm gonna move these actually over here on top of this lid. And then cut the little stems off. Hopefully you guys can see. I did kind of try to angle it, but I don't have a good method to get my phone to stay. So I'm gonna cut the cucumber into little pieces like this. Sometimes I quarter them depending on the size, or half them even, but these are so small that I'm not really going to worry about it. And so, like, I rinsed them and dried them. I like to, like, it's good to make sure that you dry them. Otherwise, you'll have a lot of extra liquid, which, unless you're making pickles, is probably not what you want. Or cucumber water. If you're if you want cucumber water, that's cool. But, I personally don't. And, like, also I have well water, so my water's kind of weird sometimes. So, like, I don't want to leave them sitting around in that water. It's not bad. It's just, it's well water, so anyone that has a well knows what I'm talking about. We just dump these little guns right now. This would be a good spot to speed up the video.
It is so good. And then we got some tofu. We got silken tofu because I'm making just a very simple soup. I was gonna add like carrots and whatnot, but I don't have a lot of carrots. And I am making chicken curry stew tonight for dinner, so I'm gonna save the carrots for that. But we do have all these bean sprouts, and we've got kimchi, and we've got tofu, and we've got spinach. And honestly, I think that that should be fine. Not to mention, you guys, I got this bone broth, so let's get this stuff in the pot. Let me see if I can, I don't have any way to get my camera to stick to my body. So like, I don't have a GoPro, so let's see. I wanted to get this part in the shop because I always love the way it looks when like they cut through the tofu and then drain it. But like, I don't know if I trust myself to do this with one hand, so don't try this at home, friends. Okay. There we go. And yes, I've done this before many times. I just usually with both hands, you know. Okay. All right, so we got our tofu all rinsed, or not rinsed, I'm sorry, drained. And I wouldn't rinse this because it's silken tofu. It's really soft. I wouldn't necessarily say you need to rinse it. So like, and I don't know if you really need to rinse tofu anyway. But like, so it's all cubed up. And when I drain it, I usually just, again, make sure you wash your hands. I know my hands look absolutely awful, but wash your hands and before you start this. So like yeah, I won't. So put your hand over it and then you like kind of dump the pack. Make sure to secure the tofu and all the juices come out. And then whenever I'm cutting it, it's so much easier to just go like and then like cut it that way in the package. It's way easier than trying to take it out and cut it, I promise you. So we've got our blanched bean sprouts, we got fresh baby spinach, and we've got this amazing kimchi that I totally ate some of as soon as I opened the jar because my tongue started tingling and was like, I need it, and it's delicious. So, and then I'm gonna add this broth and I'm gonna let that start to simmer, and then once that is close to done, I'm gonna add this towards the end because I don't want it to just sort of disintegrate. I like having little jiggly pieces of tofu, so I will see you then. Okay, so I've added the chicken bone broth, and I'm going to turn this on to, let's see, about like medium high, because I do want it to cook kind of quickly. I'm not trying to slow cook it. And probably, I might add some seasonings. I don't honestly know. I don't want to add too much because I don't want to upset my stomach. And, I know what you're thinking. Spicy kimchi, upset your stomach, but it's actually very soothing and very good for your stomach. If it's like naturally fermented, it's got a lot of probiotics, and the cabbage is anti-inflammatory as well. Cabbage is good for you guys. Eat cabbage. Eat more cabbage. Gotta eat your vegetables. So while this is starting to do its thing, I am gonna come over here and we are gonna start our cucumbers. Okay, so here is our cucumbers. I have salted them. They have been sitting, but it doesn't look like they released a lot of moisture. Maybe they just didn't have very much in there, or maybe it's because of the salt was so coarse. I'm not sure, honestly. But it's okay. It doesn't matter. They usually get eaten so fast that it really doesn't matter. So I'm going to add some pepper because I like black pepper. I try not to eat it too much anymore because I tend to kind of go crazy with black pepper, like as I'm doing right now. This is a little bit of black pepper for me. Usually I would just keep going and going and going and going and going. Probably not a good idea. So, but it's good. I love it. I like the sensory experience of it. Does that sound weird? I don't know. Screw it. I do. I like it. I like black pepper. So I'm gonna add some soy sauce. And like, I just kind of wing it, honestly, every time I make the cucumbers. I don't have like a set routine for it. I just, whatever I'm feeling at the time, whatever I have. So, excuse me. And some sesame oil. I love sesame oil so much. It's delicious. And this is 100% pure sesame oil. Not to be confused with toasted sesame oil or black sesame oil. Both of which are really good. I really like the toasted sesame and the black sesame. But I like all sesame, so. I don't know if it likes me, but I like it. And I got some ginger. And because I love ginger and I love fresh ginger, but I find that with as chaotic as my life is, if I try to get fresh ginger, and even if I make a plan to prepare it in advance, I don't do it. And the ginger sits there for a month and it eventually just shrivels up, starts to mold, goes bad. I throw it away or I throw it into my compost pile for my garden. So, which is also a giant anthill fun. And it's got stuff growing in it. It's got what is it called? Acorn squash. So, and maybe the soybeans will grow in there too. I don't know. The ants that are in there are going to have a fun time. I don't even remember what I was saying. Whee! Oh yeah, the ginger. So I just bought this. I have to open this. This is brand new. I bought this today. I usually buy the tub of gochujang because I find that this type is a little bit sweeter, which I don't necessarily like all the time, but honestly, this is cheaper, and things are expensive right now, and I have 3 kids, so I'm trying to save money. I'm not good at saving money. In my defense, I don't really get money enough to save it, but yet. Okay, so we're gonna add some of this gochujang. Yeah. I don't know why I'm putting it in the spoon. I totally could have just squirted it onto there. Duh. Okay. Got that in there. And you can add however much you want of everything. It's really just to taste. It really is. And then I like to add some honey. Just like a nice drizzle of honey. Oh, and this is also, it's backwards. I'm sorry. But, so this is raw and unfiltered honey. It's got some very good properties for your health. I mean, I could tell you about that, but do you really want me to? Do you really care? I will if you want. Let me know in the comments, I guess. We're gonna mix this stuff up. Mixing cucumbers and trying not to drool into the bowl. Yeah, don't drool into the bowl. And also we're gonna make rice. Mixing. I feel like sometimes it's a little bit thicker than others. Oh, and I'm also going to add some garlic powder, which might not be a good idea to add garlic powder not cooked. Actually, I have no idea. But I'm doing it. I have fresh garlic over there, too. I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to do it right now. Some black sesame seeds. Some white sesame seeds, and then you give it a mix. And then that, okay, hold on. And that is what they are looking like. We got this sort of little dressing down there. That's basically what it is. It's like a sesame, honey, ginger, sesame, soy type of dressing. It's so easy and it's really good and it makes any kind of vegetable taste ridiculously amazing. So there's our cucumbers. So there's what our soup is looking like so far. It's just barely starting to simmer and bubble. I'm gonna add some seasonings to it. Also, whenever this gets done, I'm going to add some easy miso paste. I'll show it to you whenever I get there. And then also we're going to make some rice. So I'll show you that in just a second. So we got some black pepper. I know you can't see the pot, but it's literally right next to me. Here, I'll just kind of, I know my kitchen's a disaster, okay? It's not just mine. It's a shared disaster. So there's the pot right here. I'm going to prop you guys back up on my little ghetto phone stand that I made with the knife to be in the way. It works, okay? It's called innovation or accommodation? That's not right. I don't know what word I'm looking for. I know what word I'm trying to find, but I can't find it in my brain dictionary. So, anyway. Some black pepper. And more slicing. Black pepper. That smells good. Okay, and some more garlic. Some of that. And a little bit of onion powder, but just a little bit because onion tends to causes gas production in the body. Then I'm trying to not have too much of that. So, and I don't think I want to really add anything else that's too, because I don't want to add too much and too spicy. So I think we're going to leave it at that. So I'll give this soup a stir. And, okay, let me show you guys. So, I filmed adding the tofu, but for some reason it only filmed for 2 seconds and then it stopped. So, anyway, here's our soup. As you can see, the bean sprouts are a little smaller. They might be overcooked, honestly. Spinach is wilting, cabbage is wilting. Things are just about done, so it's time to add the tofu. And here in a second, we are going to add the miso. But before we do that, we're going to make some rice. I will show you guys where I keep my rice right now. It's not exactly ideal. Like, everything's kind of a mess right now, but I mean, it's just gonna be that way, so whatever. I clean as much as I can. Oh, yeah, I probably should have gotten my Welcome to life with ADHD, friends. I probably should have planned, should have gotten my rice thing. Duh. Oh man, it's not even washed. I gotta wash it out, you guys. Okay, hold on. Okay, so here we are. We are going to rinse this rice, and it might take a few shots to do it because I don't want to drop my phone in here. I also just realized I just got this phone yesterday, and already I have a crack across the screen because I dropped it. Because my hands just like don't work, and I just drop things all the time. Like they literally just give, like they're like the vending machine, like the claw game, you know, where you try to grab something and it's like meh, and then I just whomp. It just does that, and I just drop things. I've been dropping things all day. So, gonna try to do this with one hand to the best of my ability. You drain it. Whoops. And then, so the reason that you want to wash it is because there could be dirt, dust, I mean, anything on this rice. It is a natural agricultural product, you guys. So you want to wash it, and then, you know, you never know what's on it. Not to mention, just all the extra starch can be very hard on your digestive tract. So you get very, very bloated if you just don't wash your rice at all. I know this from personal experience because for years when I was making rice, I didn't wash my rice because I didn't know that you were supposed to. So I learned how to make rice properly maybe about 5 years ago, even though I'm like accidentally spilling some into my sink. So I would say like minimum, at least do this 2 times, you know. I tend to do it a little bit more than that because I have like OCD tendencies. So I need it to be, my hand looks funny. I need it to be like extra clear or something, I don't know. One more time, so we'll give this a good drain. And I was going to make brown rice, but brown rice takes a very long time to cook in my rice cooker. So I just decided to go ahead and do white rice for now. And anybody, if you watch, oh my god, okay, so on YouTube, check out Uncle Roger. He has rice advice, right? It's like, just use finger. Just use finger. You want to come to the first joint of your finger. You want to touch the rice. And the highest most point of wherever you're touching the rice, not poking your finger into the rice, but touching the top of the rice. And you want it to come to this first joint. If it comes to the first joint of your finger, you're good. I mean, people tend to have bigger and smaller fingers, but I mean, you know, generally speaking, it works. I know I said I was only going to do that one more time, but I felt like I wanted to do it again. What? What are you doing over there? Okay, oops. I added too much water. I got distracted by the genie. Okay, still a little bit too much. Good. Alright, so now we're going to put this rice on to cook. So my rice is cooking. Wow, it really shows up so much better on this camera than it does in my eyes. Like all these little specks, I don't even see those until they show up on my camera. But so I put the rice in here, I'll close it, cook, or push the on, push rice, then push start, which is also the on and off button. So, and also it's got all these other little settings. So like brown rice, you would push on, and then you would push menu, so you'd be like boop, 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 until it came down to the brown rice, and then you push start. Anyway, this is going to cook. It shouldn't take very long. The white rice usually cooks pretty quickly. So here's my final project. It's not like super pretty to look at, but it tastes really good. So there's the stew, which a lot of the liquid is kind of underneath the rice. Sometimes I like to eat my... That's Jackson. Sometimes I like to eat my rice in one bowl, like to the side, and then have my stew in another bowl, and my, all that. My sides are on like other things. But I just really don't have the energy for that right now, so this is what we have got. And there's seaweed on top because I really just like it. And then our cucumbers, that is my tea. I love green tea. It's really good for you. Drink it every day. Drink it every day for a long life, unless you get hit by a car. Anyway, guys, that's the thing, and then that's what I wanted to show all you guys, and I'm so sorry for the poor quality. Hopefully I'll improve. So I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.